Acquiring stream. We are streaming live.
Hey everybody, welcome to AKA Geeks. This is the group movie of the week. With me I have here Lynn, say hello, and
What's up,
myself.
everybody?
My name is
Group.
Sean.
You call-
Just the two of us. Just the two of us today. First off, First
Again.
off, happy birthday, Mom. That's all I'm gonna say. All right,
Happy birthday, Sean's mom.
this week, coincidentally, we chose another movie that revolves around music. We were just talking about that, how it's just happened to be another movie revolving around music. This one was Begin Again. This one came out it was released in theaters in 2014 in June. This one was directed by John Carney. The same John Carney from Sing Street fame. I didn't even realize this until after the movie was over when it said, in honor of my brother Jim. And then it said, like,
I didn't realize it then either, but I didn't get the full spit. I'm like, holy crap, wait a minute. And when we realized, holy crap, that's 6th Street, John Carney.
I was watching it and I saw John Carney and I was like, wait, what? And I was like, no wonder, we'll get into it more, but no wonder the music's the way the music is. So it added up. All right, so quick summary of the movie. A chance encounter between a disgraced music business executive and a young singer-songwriter new to Manhattan turns into a promising collaboration between the two talents. This one's starring Keira Knightley, Mark Ruffalo, James Corden's the top-billed guy on IMDb for some reason, and the daughter.
His part was so small.
Yeah,
though.
but I don't know why he's the top-billed guy. And then you got Haley Steinfeld in there. Most Def is in there. You got some other cameos with CeeLo Green and some other people. So let's jump into it, Lynn. Tell me what you like about the film. Tell me some positives.
What's the guy from The Voice?
Oh,
the,
Adam
the
Levine
judge,
is in there. I'm
he's
sorry.
Also in this.
He's Dave
Adam
Cole.
Levine. Yeah.
He's part owner of Cole's.
First off, I'm saying this outright. I don't like his character. I don't know if you were meant to not like his character.
I think you were meant to not like his character.
Yeah, I don't like him at all.
I think you're meant to not like him, and I think it's exactly what Mark Ruffalo says when he brings Keira Knightley in the room and James Corden just happens to be there that night. He says he's a rock star. He's always been a rock star. He just didn't know it yet. You know? I think that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, so he's going to live that rock star lifestyle. He's not really.
Yeah. So go on. So you didn't like his character. But I think that was on purpose. So if you didn't like him, in my opinion, that's a
yeah. Well, so if that's the case, but I mean, underlying dislike for him, not really, I felt like, oh, can this guy go away?
Okay,
he's boring me. I don't know. It's like overall performance. Other than that, music, story, atmosphere. Once again,
City.
Just like before we go, awesome. I love it. Made me miss being up north, especially during the summertime, especially when they were shooting around the city doing the music to get all the sounds. It was awesome. It's like I loved it. This is another one that I loved because the music was just as much a main character to this. One, the fact that he was a music producer, and the fact that she was a starving musician. And I'm glad they didn't go into making her all big and famous and what have you. They kept it simple. They kept it easy, and they kept it.
You know what else? I'm gonna keep going to add on to that because I'm with you on all those things. I'm happy that they didn't make them end up with each other at the end. I was teasing it, and I was like, please don't make them sleep together or something like that. It's so cliche.
The reason why is because I wanted him to go back to his wife and his daughter because the relationship between the three of them also was really big. It
seemed like there was a history there. What's the wife's name? You see her in a bunch of stuff. She was in 40-Year-Old Virgin. What's her name? Catherine Keener. Yes.
Catherine Keener.
She her relationship with Mark Ruffalo, their acting ability, they did a great job together, and they made it feel like they have some history together. I was so happy they didn't that Mark Ruffalo does not sleep with Keira Knightley's character Dan and Greta. I'm so happy that they didn't sleep together. They were teasing it though throughout the film. Especially the night where he replicated his first date with Date. Yeah.
Did you? You know what I loved about the process of filmmaking for this, especially when it came to introduction of characters, you would see them pop up, like either band members. You'd see them pop up, and then he'd backtrack a little bit to see where he picked these guys up and what have you. Like the pianist, you see him part of the band, but then you see that Mark Ruffalo went into Dan, I should say. Dan walked into a ballet.
That was freaking hilarious. That was hilarious. I quit. Here. Good luck, girls. Keep in touch.
Yeah.
Keep in touch.
Yeah. I mean, even the kids. You saw the kids. The kids were the only ones that you saw the kids first. He got the kids, told them what he would give them, the one cigarette to share and a pack of matches, which I don't know how they got away with leaving that in there. But then you saw why he wanted them.
I think it's because they didn't show them with cigarettes, so I think that's probably why. They did it with all the characters. I think now that you mention it, I think that they did it with most of the characters that have lines. Except for
everybody.
Except for including Mos Def's character.
Right. He walked in on the meeting and he sat
the closest
and right
was they showed the magazines.
You got the newspaper article that was on the wall. That's how you knew they started together. But even with Keira Knightley's character, you see her in the club with
James Corden. I don't remember
James Corden.
What's his
name? He gets her up on stage. He gets her up on
Steve.
Yeah, Steven. But he gets her up on stage, and you have no idea what she's about. Then suddenly out of nowhere, you
understand
backtrack
she is and what she
and why she is like so pissy or what have you. And then they did the same thing with Mark Ruffalo. They introduced him right there at the nightclub, and then they backtrack to the beginning of the day where he's waking up from a stupor. And
essentially a functioning alcoholic, it seems, at this point, at the point of his life. And and they throughout the movie they allude to it, but they don't tell you until the one point where he and Greta actually bond over their heartbreak and go on that replica of his first date with Miriam. Yeah, and then you find out, okay, this is why he is the way he is. This is why he had a nervous break, which, in my mind, that would probably be me as well. I don't blame the guy for that at all. This movie, John Carney, the director, he did really well with the music. It was actually nominated for an Academy Award for the song Lost Stars, for achievement in writing a song for an original song for a motion picture. So best song, essentially. So he was nominated for that. They didn't win. But he has... This is 2 John Carney movies that we watched in a row that have been just...
And both have actually songs written by him.
I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was phenomenal. This one had some really good laughs, and they were just normal dialogue laughs. It wasn't like I'm trying to set... Yeah, it wasn't trying to set up a joke laugh. It was, these are just normal dialogue, something that was going on. When they first meet each other, after they are at the bar, when they leave the bar and they go to the other bar, and he's like, "You name one person that isn't like, trying to pretend to be who they are or what they are, or set it up." And then she's like, "Randy Newman," or not Randy, Randy Newman from Toy Story or whatever, no Toy Story fame. And he was like, "You're right, you got me. I effing love Randy Newman." Like stuff like that. Just it had me because it was so emotional, and it's like that's kind of like the response you get from this kind of guy, and I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed watching this film. The comedic parts were funny, not too over the top, and they did some stuff where they really played with the music. And James Corden, I'm gonna play a song, and I dare you not to dance, and he's like going around. And he gets that one guy. He goes, "Oh, you want to dance?" He goes, "Yeah, I do." And he starts doing his thing. And so, like, I think you put it well. Is that the music is a character in this one? And we didn't. I don't even think we said that about Sing Street, but that's kind of how it was in Sing Street as well. Is the music its own?
But the music, I would say the same thing, because in that one where the music helped develop the characters into becoming who they would be as artists and as people. This one, it was more the people becoming who they are by making said music, or so it was
like
sort
growing
of a mixture
from
of
doing
the two.
this music. but
Yeah,
not in the same way that
yeah,
Sing Street was. They were growing because they
right.
they were young.
They were in Sixth Street.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
trying to develop. They were trying to develop a style and a sound. So they were growing a little bit and see
These
where they could
people
stretch
were.
themselves. Where in this, there was a style. They were just building the music from who
And
they
then it came
were
alive. It came
already
to life with how, yeah, as they went
as
through
they
the
went
city
through the
with all
city.
the things they did. Um, oh man, I really enjoyed it, man. I mean, there were there were some points where the music, it was really good. I really enjoyed this music. I can't
Yeah,
say it's as good as the stuff on String Street was, but it's like right there. Because in Sing Street, there was I think one moment where the music actually gave me goosebumps. This one, I didn't have
yeah.
individual moments where I got
Well,
goosebumps.
I know why that is, and because the music in this is a
Yeah,
lot more folk telling,
indie pop
folky.
of what you get to know of her as a person. This seems like it would be
Yeah,
her what you'd see her character singing. So it's yeah,
right.
and I liked it. I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, even the stuff with Adam Levine, and you might not, you didn't like him. I'm not going to say that he did a bad job at acting or a good job. He was serviceable. He didn't blow me away or anything. But when he was singing those songs, I was like, dude, like, didn't Adam Levine come out with a solo album from Maroon 5 a while back? And it made me wonder, like, are any of these songs on his solo album?
Probably,
Because I was like, this stuff sounds like,
probably
but
not.
it's. I was listening to it, and I'm like, this totally sounds like something he would freaking sing, you know?
But that goes to show the director and his influence in music, because I'm sure Dan is based on him in some shape or form when it comes to musical knowledge. Because Dan, as a producer, when he first sees Greta for the first time, and he's the only one getting into her music, and it's because, and then we
What's going
see
on?
from his
Yeah,
perspective what he hears, yeah, and what he's adding. That
yeah.
motherfucker's brilliant. To see that in one sitting.
When they showed that scene, that was probably the best feeling I had in this movie. Not to say it was downhill after that. It was a ton of great moments, but that moment when he got up because he heard, he's like, hey, this sounds interesting. He got up and he's drunk, he's in a stupor, but he gets some clarity from her song, and then he can envision and he could hear it in his head, the piano kicking in, or no, the cello kicking in, then the piano, and then the violin, and then the drums. Yeah, and I was like, man, that's freaking beautiful stuff right there. It's like you said, he's I think you're right. I mean, I think at least some of the thought process of Dan is probably John Carney, and I mean, I want to say he wrote this as well. Yeah, he wrote he's a writer on the movie, and I'm sure he wrote most of the music as well. So yeah, on six, yeah, 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 and this one, yeah. This one, it's not like that. Essentially, it's not like Sing Street. It's different. It's its own thing. Uh, it's definitely from his mind, and I'm sure he was able to say, okay, Dan is the main protagonist, the male lead, and I want him to think like this about music. So I definitely enjoy that. We have lots of positives to say. I'm sure we're gonna get back around to some more positives. Let's go to some negatives. Is anything you didn't like this one? Oh, just Adam Levine, and that's about it. Do you think it was because it was? Do you think it was because it was Adam's first name and last name that was kind of little like, ooh, interesting. I didn't even say that because I understand the casting of Adam Levine in here. At least from my perspective, the casting of Adam Levine is all right. He did all right in yeah, but I I don't need him to wow me, but he was good enough. Because Gotcha. I don't know if I have much negative about this movie. They could have gone a couple ways negative if they would have had them sleep together. And there was a couple moments in this film where you're looking at them and they pause and they connect eyes and they tease like, all right, they have an opportunity here to kiss or sleep together. And if they did that, I would have been really mad. I'd have been like, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, he has his ring on the whole movie. I pointed that out. I pointed that out because he said because they're separated and they don't really specify if they're separated, divorced, what. And right off the bat, I was like, my mom. I watched it with my mom, and she said something, and I said, "Well, he still has his ring on though, so he still loves her, or he's still dedicated to that relationship." That was so awesome. Yeah. Regarding that scene though, I thought it was an amazing scene, but uh, my mom also asked me at that moment, "Do you think does Mark Ruffalo know how to play a guitar?" And I go, "I don't think so, because if you notice throughout the whole scene, he always has the back of the guitar facing the camera, never the front of the guitar where the strings are at. Not once in that scene did you get to see his hands hit strings." So I was like, "I don't think he does, but we'll never know." Yeah, that was a wonderful scene. I take it back. I take it back because actually, um, I didn't get goosebumps in that scene, but I felt like a rush of happiness in that scene when it wasn't goosebumps, but it was something else, but just as good. And mhm, he feels inspired. Yeah, yeah. So those were our negatives. Those were our negatives. We don't really have it. I had a hypothetical negative. If they would have done it, I would have been like that. That to me, cause if they would have not allowed them and to have their relationship be a respect filled relationship between them, if they would have turned it into a sexual thing, I would have been very disappointed in this film, and I think it would have taken my opinion of this film like down a lot. Uh, let's go to our overall thoughts about this film, and we can keep talking about the good stuff and whatnot, but our overall thoughts. Hmm. Yeah. What would you grade it? A. Now, okay, now let me throw this out there. Like, I honestly, I can't remember if I gave Sing Street an A or an A plus. I can give it an A. Yeah, and so I'm right there with it again as well. I think this one deserves an A for me. There wasn't a moment in this film where I felt it was going too slow. I didn't think any of the music was bad. None of the acting was like, oh, that's corny or that's bad. I felt everybody did a good job. Everybody did what they needed to do. Um, and even the dog in the scene on the roof, it was enjoyed this movie overall. Um, yeah, I want to get this one too. I need to check. I need to find this one, and I would recommend this to anybody. I've already recommended Sing Street to people to watch it, especially my friends that love the '80s stuff because that one's set in the '80s. I even recommended my mom to watch the Sing Street. She watched it right after we watched this one. So I haven't talked to her about Sing Street yet, but I'm sure she enjoyed it because she really liked this film. I really liked it. I had a great time with this one. I was looking through John Carney's IMDb to see what else he has, and and there are a lot of stuff that the stuff that he has directed, I really haven't heard of otherwise. The only other I heard of once, there he has a movie that he directed called Once, and I remember that one, but I don't remember any of the other stuff that he's directed. Mm-hmm. What is that? It's it's probably the one. It's probably Once, like a twilight light behind him, glitter kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I'm the opposite. I like Begin Again better because it's almost like, to me it symbolizes what he did with meeting her and finding her music, and it for him he was beginning again with he's kickstarting his inspiration for music, his life, and getting back on track. That's what I felt. So for New York Melody, I think that title's fine, especially for foreign markets, because it lets people in the foreign market know, hey, this movie's in New York. It kind of gives them because I don't want to sound arrogant. I mean, us Americans, we sound arrogant a lot. But America, I mean, New York's New York, man. People love New York. Yeah. What'd you think of the song that she sang on the phone? Uh, that the break song. Which one? Well, see, the Lost Stars song. I think she gave that to him at one point because they didn't really explain though. But she got sole writing credits, and then the song that he came back with was yeah, and it well, I thought at first he stole it from her, but then but she slapped him because she could tell that he was sleeping with Mim. So that one was something. Yeah, I think yeah, there was there was a line right before she slapped him where he said in the song, "I feel like I'm in. I'm going to jump in." And to me, I was like, "Wait, he's already in with her." So I was like, "Okay, I'm going." Yeah, who's it about, bitch? Like, um, overall, I mean, dude, we both enjoy this film. We both recommend it to everybody. I, I, I have a hard time not calling this type of thing a musical, but even with Sing Street, it's not musical in the sense like Song of like Sound of Music or like some of the Disney movies where they're walking down the street and they just start singing. But but it's like, then what do you describe it as? Well, Les Mis is a bad example because that movie's no, but I'm saying it's a bad example because every word is sung. Yeah. Not well, no, you still count movies like Beauty and the Beast as musicals. A lot of people do. Maybe not you. There's a lot of people that will call it. So I don't know what to call this because it's not a comedy, it's not a drama. It's it's somewhere in there. Well, I mean, I doubt the budget and stuff was big, so it definitely is quote unquote indie. Indie. I mean, let's see. Do they put that on here? They usually do. Budget $8 million, and that's probably I bet you half of that went to Ruffalo and Knightley. Ruffalo, Knightley, and maybe Keener and some of them like that, and then the other 4 million probably went to just getting spaces to film. But so you know what I noticed on this one too, and I hope it was like in the movie Here We Go. Here We Go. Is that it seemed like there were some scenes where it was natural, just people again. Which I hope that that's what it was. I hope they didn't manufacture that stuff. Yeah, but I love it. I mean, I would rather them do that and make it natural, and just use the money to make sure you have a permit or whatever they're using the money for. I don't know, and just make sure that they're allowed to film there. They don't close off the street and use random people like those dudes riding the bikes backwards. Like that's kind of stuff. That was awesome. I love that. The guy that they're saying, oh, you learned a lot about. They're talking about while having the date, and then the one dude, like the big, tall, lanky dude's taking these big ass giant steps and stuff like that. So a pearl, yeah. That moment as well when he was saying like this is a pearl, they brushed up against that line of getting romantic so close with some of those moments, and I was just begging and pleading, do not do it, do not do it. I was so happy that because I wanted their relationship to be beneficial to each other in the sense that they both benefit because it helps them move forward and realize what they want to do from here on out and not be. Yes, yeah, no wrong stuff. That Yeah, songs. Oh, like what she was yeah, yeah, no pause. Yeah, the cool guy. Yeah, this yeah. And in this one, they don't really hide behind anything other than what happened to them, and and they're not really hiding behind it. They're just not telling it because they chose to hold that behind each other. Because right off the bat, you learn who Mark Ruffalo is, who the character Dan is, and you pretty much learn who she is. So yeah. Much props to John Carney, all the actors. Really good movie. We both recommend it. Any final thoughts or anything, Lynn? Yeah, it's on Netflix right now, you guys. Go watch it. We'll break your kneecaps if you don't. So yeah, go do that. Would you like to say goodbye? Video, leave us comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section, and I'll see you guys later. Lynn will see you later. Peace out.